So many decisions that we all talk about and worry about and get mad about, in the end, have to be decided by the mayor, the councilman, the senator, the school board member, and those people are elected.
This is Tennessee Senator Lamar Alexander's new book cover. The photo taken at his home in Blount County. That's Rufus, his dog. And inside, the pages feature lessons across his career in public office and a call to action. Already the author of a half-dozen books, we started our conversation with why a new book and why now?
Well, I wanted to get across one idea, which was that if you really want to make a difference, if you really want to change things, the way to do the best job of it is to find a way to get yourself elected to public office or go to work for somebody else who has been.
On the campus of Maryville College in his native Blount County, we spoke with a seventh-generation East Tennessean widely viewed as one of the most influential American political figures in the last 6 decades. It sounds like your book strikes an optimistic tone.
It is optimistic.
Lamar Alexander's new book is peppered with new lessons and reminders from his popular Little Plaid book, offering practical advice for candidates running for public office.
A lot of the chapters in my new book begin with lessons from the Little Plaid book. For example, walk in parades. If it's a Mule Day parade, walk at the front.
In the 60s, Maryville High School graduate Lamar Alexander started his political career as an assistant to Tennessee Senator Howard Baker, then went on to serve President Nixon. And here's a snapshot of his political resume for the following 50 years.
And CBS has declared that Alexander is the winner.
Governor twice, University of Tennessee president, U.S. Secretary of Education, presidential candidate twice, U.S. Senator 3 terms. About 500,000 people in office in some form or fashion right now in the country. What's your message to them in the current political climate?
Make every day count. What I used to say to my colleagues in the Senate was, it's hard to get here, it's hard to stay here, so while you're here, you might as well try to accomplish something good for the country. It sounds naive to say it, but I woke up every day thinking that I might be able to do something good for my state or my country. I went to bed most nights thinking that I had.
The title of his new book, The Education of a Senator from JFK to Trump, led to the following quick takes on 10 presidents. Let's start with John F. Kennedy.
Inspiration, because for those of us who were young at that time, it was the coat thrown over the shoulder, touch football playing, let's do something for our country.
Lyndon Johnson.
Wheeling and dealing, with effect.
Richard Nixon.
The most consequential president, on his way to being the most consequential president our country had in recent times. I mean, he opened China, ended the Vietnam War, a number of other things, derailed by Watergate.
Gerald Ford.
Put the country first.
Jimmy Carter.
He came to Washington not knowing much about it and brought with him more people who knew less than he did. But by the end, he did some good things, but he got off to a slow start.
Ronald Reagan.
The president who best fit the office with whom I had a chance to work. Partly because, like Lincoln, he invited in his inner circle his opponents.
George H.W. Bush.
The nicest person ever to be president, and probably the one with the greatest understanding and capacity for foreign affairs.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, first president of my generation. Morally, he was a disappointment, but he was the best politician of the presidents with whom I met.
George W. Bush.
The most normal of the presidents I worked with.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama, he was hard to get to work with, but once I worked with him on some pretty big things, he was good to his word, smartest guy in the room, put the country first.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. I agree with a lot of his issues, both of his first term and as he began his second term. I even agree with him about well-done steak. But I don't like his behavior and his character.
And if I'm hearing you correctly, you don't think his character and temperament fit this job well?
No, they don't. Now, he has a lot of talent. I mean, he's the best communicator in the country.
And this veteran politician hopes to communicate in his new book one lasting inspiration.
But if you really want to make the most difference, you want to keep the country from falling apart, help the most people, get yourself elected or go to work for somebody who has been.
And this book encourages more people to do that?
Yes, it does.
Our full 30-minute interview with Senator Alexander is online right now at WBIR.com and on our YouTube channel. His book is available for pre-order and is set to come out in May.